Retiring in the San Miguel's, Episode 29, Community Meals. One of the key features of the Golden Mermaid Villa is its food program. The Golden Mermaid Villa eating program consists of who, what, when, and why. So the who is, eating together in community. The what is following Blue Zone's diet of 90 or 80% plant-based whole foods. When is intermittent fasting of 16 hours off for 8 hours on eating. And why is community supporting each other and helping eating is easier, which is going to be based primarily on the flexitarian diet of the Blue Zones. So this follows the healthy eating habits of regions with the highest concentration of centenarians. They discovered that they primarily eat 90% plant-based foods and only 10% animal proteins. They also focus on whole foods instead of processed foods. Some of them do drink wine, and they try to only eat to 80% full. So this diet is flexible in what you're allowed to eat. It's really the proportions that are important. On the Azore Islands, they are still primarily agricultural island where the number one industry is agriculture. So they primarily cows. They raise a lot of cows primarily for milk, but they have a lot of fresh produce because it doesn't freeze and it doesn't get really hot, so they have a long and good growing season. However, I found that their menu consists primarily of a large portion of animal proteins, cow, chicken, or fish, and then some steamed vegetables, which is a bit of a reversal from the Blue Zone's diet. So what I do is I primarily eat vegetarian when I'm in the villa, and then when I go out to eat once or twice a week, then I will partake of the fish and meat of their traditional meals. Many times I'll bring that large portion of protein back and cut it up and add it to the rest of my other meals. So this is a way in the long run that I could still stick to primarily maybe 80% plant-based diet. So in the villa, we will eat many community dinners together. So this is an excellent way of reducing the cost of eating out every day and encourage community. So each person staying at the Golden Mermaid Villa is required to prepare and pay for one meal for everyone else in the villa once a week. So if there are 5 other residents staying at the villa, then you cook once and then you get 5 free meals. So I think that's a good way of living. So we're looking for guests who can cook at least one great healthy meal, and we will ensure that by asking them to submit a menu before they arrive. They'll also check that we have the ingredients, or if they may need to bring some spices with them. So this idea is very different from any other accommodation in the world. But I think preparing and sharing a meal together with other guests is the fastest way to get to know each other and build a community. So if the first meal you receive is lovingly made and tastes delicious, then you'll want to do the same for them when it's your turn. So learning is the best way of incorporating new habits. It's proven that eating community meals promotes longevity by improving social connections, nutrition, and overall well-being. This will reduce the feeling of loneliness, as many people hate eating alone. The stress of being isolated can weaken one's immune system, and you'll learn, about local ingredients by shopping for them. Time spent in service of others is honorable and will create goodwill in feeling connected with other guests who will do the same for you. Guests will also get to try out intermittent fasting at the villa. So here we like to follow the fasting routine of 16 hours of not eating for every 8 hours of eating. And it's really easy to do. You just skip breakfast and you avoid all those late night snacks. So, you're eating maybe 11 to 7, and that seems to work really well here. So hopefully it can become a lifetime habit, because intermittent fasting or intermittent fasting supports a healthy heart, lowers your insulin levels, fights inflammation, helps digestion, improves cholesterol, and provides for weight loss. So that's a whole slew of things that get done just by you not eating for a few hours and giving your body time to rest and digest. So I've been following this routine for over 2 years, and now I have same waistline as I did 35 years ago. And following this schedule routine, 5 or 6 days a week is good. And, occasionally, being off the schedule is fine and even healthy. I'm not a nutritionalist. These eating program that I've designed is just, what has worked for me, and I think can work for you as well. I still have problems with eating too much sugar and carbs, but I think by creating an entire household that can encourage each other to eat healthier makes it easier to follow than doing it all by yourself when everybody else around you is, eating fattening or fast food. We try not to micromanage everything by counting calories and figuring out all the nutritional values of everything we eat. This is a more simplified system, and I think that making things from scratch using fresh whole ingredients will be a big part of following this program, and then also trying to do the good 20% meat, 80% fruits and vegetable ratio is another big thing. But primarily I want to have great tasting meals, that fulfill our taste buds as well as our body. We plan on opening a supper club, but more on that in a later video. I am highly interested in hearing your opinion about our meal program.